testimony.
Could you move the mic up a little bit, sir?
How about now? Good? All right. One. My name is Ali Wise. I submitted written testimony in support of the applicant BSA 2026-09A. I'm here to address sections 1 through 3 of my written submission. Those sections establish the core jurisdictional defects that require the revocation of new building approvals issued by the respondent. One, ownership defects. I keep hearing about the AC Code 101, 28-101. Yet I did not hear about the New York City Building Service Notice, new required document, DOB now, building property ownership certification, local law 160-2017. Who is required to submit the property ownership certificate forms? New building and all codes. Who are the property owners who must be listed? Must be listed. It's section 2 of the form. It does not say anything about ADC, AC 28-101.5. I'm quoting. This is part of the package we received from the applicants. It's dated August 10th, 2021. Who are the property owners who must be listed in section 2? Right now we have David Schwartz as the owner, Coyle Street owner LLC, and Slate Property Group. For purposes of property ownership certification form, the owner of the property is the property owner reflected in New York City Department of Finance records. If the owner listed is DOF records is an entity, list only the entity, and the property owner other than the entity are individual stakeholders. What I am saying is, it does not say anything about that AC. I'm going to give you the official records. You go to New York City Department of Finance, ACRIS CRFN 2020-0001422213, and then you go for the non-public version, which I have from a Freedom of Information request. That has an executory at best deed of sale that does not have a sign and dated for the owner and the seller. Let's get to the seller. The seller is Coyle Properties. They are the owner from 1998, according to the official records, till May 23rd, 2024.
You have 3 minutes. Your 3 minutes is up. Please wrap it up.
I'm just saying, they do not match, and that they did not meet a mandatory requirement. That was the mandatory requirement. So you talk about records, that's the record, that's the fact, not the AC. The fact of that date is not snatched. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bell.
Chris
I would
Giordano.
like this gentleman to take my time. I have a disability, so I can't really speak right
Okay,
now. And I'm not hearing what I'd like to hear here.
okay.
So,
Well, he can't.
I'm going to talk about
Speak for him? Okay.
I'm
You
going to
gotta
talk about
say that for me.
part of this. I can continue this, or talk another part, because this has to do with the revocation. And my package that I gave to you on section 4 and 5 of my written submission for 2026-09-A. The approved plans by DOB contain 0 type A accessible dwelling units. Page 5 of the DOB accepted plan states, and this is in quotes, all dwelling units are handicap adaptable, meaning type B adaptable only, not accessible as built. For a DHS families with children use group 3 facility, DHS term sheet for long-term shelter contracts with nonprofit ownership requires compliance to section 504 and 88 Title II, the Fair Housing Act, and the Butler Settlement. Under the 2010 ADA standards, new construction residential facilities must provide at least 5% mobility units and 2% communication units. These units must be built and present at initial occupancy. Type B adaptable units do not satisfy ADA or Section 504 because they are not accessible as built. For 175 unit, that's approximately 17 type A accessible units. The ND plan that was approved by DOB has 0. DOB cannot approve a DHS use group 3 facility that is inaccessible by design. Second, the NB plan classifies the building as R-2, permanent housing, which is the wrong occupancy for a DHS facility. DHS shelters are Group 3 social service facilities, not R2 apartments. R2 does not meet OTDA shelter standards and does not meet the ADA Title II Social Service Center rules. It cannot legally operate as a family and children's center. Third, the approved plan contains a non-compliant unit mix. DHS term sheet states there should be no more than 30% studio, 40% one bedrooms, 25% two. I'm getting to the point where family shelters have 134 studio apartments that do not meet ADA qualifications. 134 out of 175, 77% are 0 bedrooms studios, where their guide is only 30%. So DOB approved plans containing 134 studios, 70% of all units for family with shelters. These defects, the 0 units, the R2 classification cannot house families with children, and a unit mix that cannot serve families with children.
I didn't hear you, you made it. No, he's the PZA case. It's, Mr. Wibing Wang? Wang? Yeah. Do you need an interpreter?
No.
Okay, anybody? Just raise your hands, I don't want to assume. Raise your hands.
State your name.
My name is Wei Fang, and hi everyone, and respect chairperson and board members. My name is Wei Fang, and I'm a resident living near Coyle Street. And I'm here today to speak in support of the appeal for BS calendar number 2026-098. And we must examine an important flaw in the record keeping and processing of this property subdivision. Here we govern how property are divided and tested. Under the Department of Finance Policy and Procedure Memorandum from July 2nd, 2019, the order of the stat is strict. So for improved property, the Department of Building must certify that due parcel follow all the name law before the Department of Finance issue a funded tax law. So approval of this subdivision application approved this certification. So simply put, no subdivision approval means no funded tax lot number can be issued. The record in the Department of Building Information System for job number 321601619 tells a conflicting story. Item tax lot funded lot number issued shows the receipt date of November 13, 2023. Yet the official subdivision application approval date is mentioned later, which is on January 9, 2024. And even stranger, the tentative lot number document was only received on January 5th, 2024. So the funded tax lot number appeared near 2 months before the subdivision approval and before the tentative lot number was even submitted. And therefore, this timeline breaks the required legal order of operation, and the sequence shows a major deviation from the standard regulatory procedures. So we ask the board to recognize this error and support this appeal. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker is Jianwan Chen. Apologize for Chen Wei. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jianwei Chen. Actually, I was going to talk about the Exhibit 3 or Exhibit 2 issue, as you guys discussed earlier before. But since you have come to a conclusion, I'm not going to waste the time, right? But I'm just saying, right, this kind of doing is not clear, it's not convincing, it's not fair at all. So I hope the board reconsider and revoke the permit. That's my point. Everything you guys talked already, so I don't want to repeat it. That's it. Thank you.
very much. Thank you.
Anyone else? If you're in the Zoom room, you have an attendee, Bert Ferhado.
You can let Bert or speak, say your name.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Bert Fajardo. Actually, it's a request. If the board could respond to the points that Elliot brought up, because they were pretty specific in terms of statutes and requirements.
You should listen to our review session. The board went through the 4 points that were raised by the appellant, and we.
I listened to it, I was there present. I didn't hear the board address the ADA requirements and the other points that
That is
Elliot
not
brought
before
up.
the board. That is not before the board. We
It was
cannot.
submitted by Elliot and there's no response to it?
That was not challenged by, that was not in the initial challenge by the appellant. I've made it very clear. Initial challenge, I identified 4 cases, 4 issues, and the ADA issue was not at all raised. So that is not before us, and that is not something we can discuss. I appreciate the issue being brought to our attention, but it's not before us for this particular case. Thank you. Any other particular matter that you want to discuss, or your state your concerns about, Mr. Farad?
No, that was it.
Thank you. Anyone else is in the room? Mr. Coyle?
有人要发言吗？还有吗？
Anyone on Zoom?
在 Zoom 上面有人要发言吗？
Let's respond.
Can I make a quick statement?
Yeah,
It might be a little abrupt, but excuse me.
let him just, yeah, this is the last speaker we are going to take,
I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna
and
do
you
my
have
best.
3 minutes.
My name is Chris. I support the PSA calendar number 2026-09-A. I want to talk about an important point, which is supportive housing. Before City of Yes, under zoning resolution section 23-912, supportive housing is restricted to be used as affordable housing for persons with special needs, according to the regulatory agreement. 2, after City of Yes, under zoning resolution section 27-112, the basic rule remains the same. Therefore, it doesn't matter if it's before or after City of Yes, supportive housing is only restricted to be used as affordable housing under the regulatory agreement. In the city's common supportive housing model, about 60% of apartments are for people who qualify for supportive housing, and about 40% are for low-income working families. So supportive housing does not only help people coming from homelessness, it also provides permanent affordable housing for low-income working families. If this project becomes a shelter only, the low-income working families will lose their opportunity for affordable housing. We should not sacrifice the interests of one vulnerable group in order to support another vulnerable group. Both groups deserve to be protected. Since DOB approved this project as supportive housing, it should follow its supportive housing zoning rules. For this reason, I ask the board to revoke the new building permit.
Sorry, 1 second.
And the last thing is,
Please, you need to refrain because we cannot hear this.
I'm so sorry. If you're gonna speak, you have to speak to the board and we'll have the interpreter translate for you.
and the question I pose to the board here, with all due respect, would you like a homeless shelter right up the block from your house? With all these beautiful people here and their children walking around being exposed to all this? Do we have to sell our homes and move somewhere else?
Thank you.
Sir, did you want
Thank
to speak?
Yeah, can I put a short statement? Because I write up the name over there the first time when I come.
You may speak.
Yeah.
可以可以，你需要翻译吗
No.
？OK。
Good morning, everyone. My
Please
name
state
is.
your name.
Oh.
Please state your name.
Okay. My name is Calvin Ho. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm here today in support of calendar number 2026-09-8. I respectfully ask the board to conduct a thorough and independent investigation into the building permit issued for 2140 Coyle Street, Brooklyn, New York 11229. My concern is straightforward. 2140 Coyle Street is not a legally recognized house number and address. In addition, according to NYC website Solar, there is no information to show any property record for the above address. I'm also concerned DOB for the verification process for address 3140 Coyle Street. I understand that the permit application may not contain the required PW1 and the verification stamp for the topographic unit of the borough president's office. If that is correct, I believe the board should determine how this address was established and verified before the permit was approved. Besides, the accuracy of an address is fundamental to the building permit, property record, and the public approval process. Therefore, I respectfully request BSA and DOB determine whether 2140 Coyle Street is a legally valid address, how it was entered into the permit application, what documentation supported, and whether all required verification procedures were followed. If the investigation identifies any error or violation, I would like to ask agencies to take the corrective or enforcement action, including revoke this new building permit. Thank you, Chairperson. One more sentence I want to mention. It looked like today when we come in, when DOB do everything, it's forgivable. If the simple people, they do anything wrong, all permit, cancel and revoke. You think this is fair for us? Thank you, everyone.
Done? Okay. Any more speakers? Any?
Yeah. Your partner, your representative? We have to set it.
Shall?
Yeah.
Oh, he had to go to a meeting.
Okay, so you can stand up, you're part of the team, correct? Okay.
So based on the information that's been provided, and I respectfully appreciate everybody's comments that we have received, what I'm going to recommend is that we close the hearing and we keep the record open for the appellant, for DOB, and for the property owner's representative to provide a summary statement simultaneously. And that will be the last supporting document, and it shall be no more than 4 pages including attachments. 4 pages including attachments, a summary statement regarding the 4 points that's been raised, and I'm going to read out those 4 points. 4 points being revocation of new building work permit, application is contrary to the subdivision application approval, property ownership certification to seek DOB permit, the street checklist, and the improper deferment of stormwater construction permit. Based only on those 4 elements, provide your summary statements, and this applies to all of them. And DOB said that it will provide an you will provide the contract vending for the record, right?
Contract of sale.
The contract of sale. That is a document you will provide
Correct.
for record, so please provide that. That's the only additional thing DOB will have to provide. Rest of it is, and for all of you, summary statement.
And that's no exhibits, no new exhibits, to the extent you'd like an exhibit, refer to something already submitted.
Yeah.
And please print out, please attach the full cases that you sent.
No, it
I
has to
wanna
be
be
within
able-
4 pages. It
you
has
have
to be
to-
within 4 pages.
Most legal, if they cite one case, they won't be able to write the first time.
Okay, all right. Are there any case notes?
What?
Except for case citations and, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Motion to close?
Chair Shonda,
Aye.
Vice Chair Shavetta,
Aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Otley Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Shetta. Oh, okay, sorry. Commissioner Yu. Aye. Okay, are we gonna set a schedule, or do you want me to reach out to
I think
all
you
parties?
should reach out to.
Okay,
all
I will be
parties
reaching
and
out to
schedule.
all parties to set a schedule of submissions,
This-
or replies or replies, okay?
There won't be any story replies.
Sorry, not story
There-
replies, stand
sorry,
corrected.
Sorry, please, there will be one
Summary
summary
statement.
statement,
I
that's it.
apologize.
Everybody has to submit simultaneously, that's it.
Okay, so we'll figure out the date.
No, yeah, only one summary statement each, all simultaneously.
So that'll be one at one time, and then we'll have the hearing date.